in the first one up, man. Whole country going to sit down and watch if you're interested, and you're going to be interested. You got Bills and the Bears, NFL Network. Here we go. Now, Dalton's going to start the first quarter and a half. And if the Bills put any of their ones out there and Dalton looks good, you're going to have to lean in the direction of doesn't matter how Justin Fields looks against the Bills' 2s and 3s.
Right.
That when week 1 is starting and the Rams are sending the grown-ass man number 99 and then Jalen Ramsey cutting off half the field to the Bears, like taking Allen Robinson out, right? And, Aaron Donald cutting off David Montgomery on the way to the quarterback, that it might be best to send Andy Dalton out there. And you might start hearing some of those voices coming out of Chicagoland. I will say this. Don't pay any attention to those noises. The whole idea of, don't stick him out there against Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey in week 1 because you don't want him to start to learn the NFL right then and there. My answer to that is, why the hell not? And if you think he can do 2 things, if you think Justin Fields can do 2 things, and this might show tomorrow against the Bills, if and when Fields gets out there, because I know he's had a groin injury and missing some time this week. Expecting to see him out there. These are the 2 things you should look for from Justin Fields this week. Can he do 2 things? Can he make a switch at the line? See something pre-snap and make a switch. I don't know if there's going to be anything exotic being shown to him because it's a preseason game. You might think that there's enough guys out there staying long. Like, does Sean McDermott treat this week 2 preseason game like it's a week 3 preseason game? Because don't forget, there's only 3 preseason games now. So the 3rd preseason game might be treated like the 4th, which is we're not playing anybody because we're just 10 days away from our start of the season. Now there's going to be more than just 10 days between the final preseason game and the beginning of the season to get everybody rested up, and they're not going to force anybody to send everyone out there to play a 4th preseason game that nobody pays attention to, and everybody's white-knuckling to make sure that the people who are going to actually play in your 53 men don't get hurt. So let's just say that something exotic is shown to Justin Fields. Can he handle that? Can he make that snap decision? And 2, can he protect himself behind a line that might not be protecting him? Can he get out of the way? Can he move? I think that's already asked and answered, personally. If you think he's ready neck up and you think he can protect himself waist down, at some point, he's going to face somebody who's as good as Aaron Donald. At some point, he's going to face somebody as good as Jalen Ramsey. They might not be better than them. They might not be, they're going to be in the realm of the same. Just think about it. Week 3. You know who the Bears play week 3?
I don't.
I'll tell you who the Bears play week 3. The Chicago Bears in week number 3 of this season. I want to make sure because I saw it the other day, and I'm going to say it, and there it is.
Oh, yeah.
They visit Cleveland, where apparently a piece of workout equipment is no longer functioning. Right?
Mm-hmm. That's the report.
What's the report again, Christopher?
Myles Garrett broke a piece of workout equipment in the Browns facility.
Yep. He's not playing basketball anymore. All right? So, it's not Aaron Donald. I got to sit him out against Myles Garrett, right? Another Defensive Player of the Year candidate, right? Come on now. At some point, you got to see what you got. And that's why, again, you're going to stick Dalton out there until the guy's ready. When's he going to be ready? Guy played at Ohio State. He beat the crap out of Clemson. I mean, he's played big games. That's why you drafted him, moved him up. I don't get the whole waiting. I don't get it. Justin Herbert, let's not start him. I got to start Tyrod Taylor. Well, we'll throw him out there, at the last second against the Chiefs. He doesn't even know he's going out.
Minutes
week
before
1.
the game.
We win the coin toss. We're getting the ball first. Hey, Rook, you're out there. Yeah, it's the Chiefs. and he scores a touchdown. And then his coach, which this is where I think Anthony Lynn lost a lot of people. Certainly lost a lot of people here in L.A. when he came out and he said, yeah, this is just because the kid did this here, it's still Tyrod Taylor's team. Like, okay.
Yeah.
And that's with all due respect to Tyrod Taylor, and I have the same approach to Andy Dalton. It's like,
okay.
Andy Dalton's time, I know he said it's my time. Andy Dalton's time was to win playoff games when they were cooking with gas with Marvin Lewis. That was his time. Is it possible to him to get another time, right? Is it possible? Those are kind of rare to get other times in the NFL.
Right.
You know, Rich Gannon Brad Johnson here's your other time. Nick Foles it's your other time. That was his time. Now's Justin Fields' time, right? Last year, Miami decided it was to his time out of nowhere. That could happen to Andy Dalton even if it is his time weeks 1 through 4. Right? I mean, could the Bears possibly sit there and say, you know what, we're gonna just make sure he's fine, up to speed through the first 4 weeks, and then we'll throw him out there against the Raiders, right? Their defense last year was less than. Oh, okay, then they're home for Green Bay, and then at Tampa, and then home for San Francisco at the Steelers. So after all that, you're taking on the Packers, who have got the Smith brothers coming at you. The Bucs, we don't need to say what happens when you face them potentially. The 49ers are going to have their Bosa back, and then there's a Watt from Pittsburgh, right? I mean, you know what I mean? Like at some point, these guys are all going to be out there. Get him up to speed from Donald, so when he sees Myles Garrett and his broken piece of equipment, workout, that, he's going to be a little more comfortable. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.